How to create unlimited print-on-demand artwork using AI. That is exactly what we're going to cover in this video here. I'm going to show you a bunch of different tips and tricks to create really awesome print-on-demand artwork for your store. I'm also going to show you a bunch of automation strategies you can use that allow you to just absolutely push your time savings to the max. We're also going to keep you out of legal trouble with the images you create and make sure you're not violating any laws here. Let's jump into it. By far, the very best, most effective, easiest to use AI image generator tool is going to be Midjourney. If you've somehow been living under a fucking rock for the last 3 years, Midjourney is an AI image generator tool where you can basically input a text-based prompt and it will basically output a variety of images that align with your prompt. So once you've created your account on Midjourney, you can come to this create section here, and here in this top section is where you can input the prompt that you wanted to create an image for. One important key to effective prompt generation is being as descriptive, literal, and specific as possible. You know, if you just say artwork image of dog, like there's any number of different artwork styles and directions that it could take this prompt in, and more likely than not, you probably have in mind something specific. You know, let's say your store is focused around dog owners, maybe even a particular breed. You probably don't want it to just keep churning out the same one style of image, so that's where your creativity comes into play, and making sure that you're varying and mixing up the prompts, because it's quite good at giving you what you ask for, but it's really up to you to make sure that you're feeding it a variety of specific enough prompts. So we'll go ahead and fire this first prompt here where we simply ask for an artwork image of a dog. I will point out while we wait, in case you're curious about this, the Midjourney terms of service does allow you to use the created images for really any purposes that you deem fit. So if you're concerned about, am I allowed to sell these images? Is everything okay? Yes, you are indeed able to sell these images on artwork products or really use them for whatever the fuck you want. There are a couple scenarios where you have to be careful and make sure you're not breaking any laws. We'll talk about that stuff later in the video though. So as you can see here, our prompt was pretty generic and it really outputted just a variety of different images. You know, this one's more of like a pop art sort of grungy style. This is just like a straightforward photography image of a dog. This one's more like he's gazing up towards the heavens. And this one, I don't know what the fuck this is. This is like a dog from the Great Depression or something. Anyway, the key takeaway from this really generic prompt is it's really quite hit or miss if you just fire a bunch of really generic prompts. And especially if you're going for a specific aesthetic or style of artwork on your store. Really, that's where you being specific and descriptive and really exact in your prompts will help to just maximize the hit rate, make it so you're wasting less time just throwing a bunch of darts while fucking blindfolded, and it'll also help you to maximize the value that you're getting from your Midjourney subscription. So we've seen what the more generic prompts can give us. We're going to give it a much more specific prompt now, just to show you the fact that you can really dial it in and create just the exactly specific type of artwork that you're going for. Realistic portrait painting of a cool cyberpunk dog wearing sunglasses and a bomber jacket, while the entire scene is illuminated by vibrant, aesthetically pleasing neon colors. Now that is a much more specific prompt where if you're going for a certain style of artwork on your store, you're much more likely to get exactly what you're going for. There's also different settings that you can punch in here using these different sliders and stuff. I personally like to input the parameters just using the prompt itself. So for print-on-demand sellers specifically, probably one of the biggest things you'll want to do is make sure you're creating images where the aspect ratio or proportions of the images are what you're going for. By default, Midjourney will output square images here, but let's say you're doing poster wall art products like this where, you know, it's a 2:3 aspect ratio. To make sure that it's creating the correct aspect ratio of images, at the end of your prompt, you can just append --AR, which stands for aspect ratio, and then whatever aspect ratio that you're targeting here. So I'm going to say 2:3, which is exactly what is needed for these 20:30 wall posters. We're going to enter this and fire it off, and it's completed the images for us. And as you can see, it just absolutely crushed the fuck out of it at giving us exactly what we asked for. And this is really where your specificity comes into play, because I don't want to sound corny like it's some Go Army commercial or something, but I mean the possibilities are fucking endless when it comes to Midjourney. All 4 of these are really dope in my opinion. Literally all 4 of these are just outstanding. This one's really sick. He looks a little more like a special forces operator, but still a really sick piece of artwork. This one here, just a great piece of artwork. This one's fucking awesome as well. I mean, all 4 of these, it just absolutely knocked it out of the park with this. So a couple of advanced tips where you can sort of refine the images and stuff like that. Let's just say like, hey, this is very close to what I'm going for, but I just want to see some slight variations. You can just click the very subtle button like so. And as you can see, it'll just crank out some very subtle variations of the image here. Still looks pretty damn similar to the original image, and it actually introduced a couple defects in some of the images here, like the sunglasses are a little fucked up in this one. We're going to go back and we're going to try to very strong alternatively to see what that gives us. Now we're fucking talking. I mean, these are just so fucking good. Like all 4 of these just absolutely crushed it. Let's say we like this one. This is the one that just drew my eye for whatever reason. And let's say, cool, I'm going to convert this into into a print-on-demand product. So by default, the original images are 896 by 1344, which is not a tremendous image size, but good news for you is you can just easily upscale the images inside of here. So this is just the original image that it created to us with no upscaling, and even for a small poster size, 16 by 24, as you can see, I mean, it just really doesn't take up the full space. And if you try to spread it out, it says the DPI is low. Now they do claim, hey, we have a feature where we will enhance the resolution of your images. That's all good and well. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, the best way to have a high quality image is to have a high quality image. Midjourney lets you just natively upscale your images, so you can just come in here, you can just say upscale subtle, and once that's all completed, you now have yourself a very high resolution, solid, high quality artwork image. You will start to notice for certain prompts, especially depending on the level of specificity that you're giving it, that it'll really start to feel like it's giving you just like very visually similar images, and you probably don't want to have a print-on-demand store where it's just like the same fucking artwork product that you're selling, just with subtle variations. This is where just appending subtle variations to your prompts can really help to build out what feels like a much more diverse product collection with just simple little tweaks here. So if I was doing this, for example, I would just come in here and I would say green neon colors, and then I would come here and I would say blue neon colors, and then maybe I would remove the sunglasses part of it and the bomber jacket part of it, and then I would let it use its creativity to decide what constitutes a quote-unquote cool cyberpunk dog. I forgot to do the 2:3 aspect ratio, but as you can see, I mean, just a subtle variation to the prompt, and it really is starting to feel like, man, I could build up a solid assemblage of products just built around a couple variations of some pretty basic descriptive prompts here. Again, all 4 of these are fucking dope. I mean, seriously, like all 4 of these are solid. Really, you don't need to be the world's most creative fucking person. Just look at your prompt. Once you find a good one that's outputting really solid images, and then just ask what slight variations can I add to this prompt, and create dozens or maybe even hundreds of really quality products out of it. We're going to say rainbow for this one. We removed the sunglasses and jacket part of it. This one here, since I removed the sunglasses and jacket part of it, now it's starting to use its own creativity. And this is where you and Midjourney can sort of work together to where, like, you feed it a prompt, it'll output some stuff, it'll give you creative ideas for some additional directions you could take your artwork in. And then you could say like, hey, I like this theme of the glowing eyes with different colors. You know, I think this flight goggles thing is kind of working for us, so maybe we could do a prompt that sort of integrates that. Wearing high-tech flight goggles. Dude, these are fucking sick. These are just fucking dope. I mean, this one especially, just the colors in this one. It's sort of like a snowmobile, you know, snowboarder type of goggle. I mean, this is just so fucking good right there. This one as well, pretty similar in style to this one. I just love the perspective and the colors in this one. So it does take a bit of time to do this, you know, the back and forth process, the racking your brain to come up with prompts. If you want to be extremely fucking lazy, you could just come to ChatGPT, feed it a couple example prompts of what you're going for, just sort of generally describe the store and style of artwork and target market, and you could just ask it to output like a batch of 20 prompts for you. I realize this is just like peak fucking laziness, but this is something I've done in the past, just because it does start to get boring just thinking of like all these subtle variations, and instead of blue I can type green and stuff like that. So a prompt example for something like this, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, really just try to be as specific as possible. So really the prompt that I'm using, I'm just specifying the goals, providing it with context about how we're trying to create awesome artwork images via Midjourney. Here are some example prompts. Please output similar such prompts, except mix up the variety of the keywords and image contents and so forth. We're going to hit enter and see what it comes up with. And while this is incredibly fucking lazy, I mean, it's really just doing a bunch of this creative thinking for us. Futuristic graffiti style, retro futuristic sci-fi illustration of a dog in a space helmet. I mean, these are some sick fucking concepts here. You can just come here, be incredibly fucking lazy, come over here, and hit enter. I like that one. I like this one about the astronaut dog. I mean, that's a cool direction we could take this project in for sure. 3D rendered portraits, hoodie and headphones. That one sounds pretty cool. We'll try that one. And we'll just do one more here, talking about a motorcycle, cool dog. And as you can see, it's outputting some dope ass fucking images for us. Great use of specificity with the keywords, and it's asking for something, you know, really narrowly precise. And these two working in tandem, it's just an absolute fucking power combo. Come up here to the astronaut dog one. This one's a little weird. You'll sometimes notice with Midjourney how it's like, why is it all this one same style of artwork image where he sort of like fades into and dissolves into the backgrounds, like his amorphous head and upper torso shows up in all the images. This is where you can actually vary the variety of the images. So let's say I like the concept, but not enough variety there. We're going to take this and just beef it up to, we'll just try 25. So we're going to reuse this prompt, and I bet it's going to output a much more diverse range of images where it's not like the same sort of image that gets repeated 4 times almost. As you can can see definitely some more variety. Now, when you turn this up too high, you start to get sort of like a shit show. Like these three look like shit here. This one's pretty good though. So maybe cool. I think we pushed it a little too far on that. Let's just dial it down to like 10 and let's try to redo that prompt again, because 25 felt like too much. The default 0 felt like not enough. So maybe this is sort of the sweet spot that we're looking for. And then again, once you're here, you could also vary strong to provide more variation on this theme. And again, those are just some different options and settings that you can toggle and play with just to really get it to crank out the exact type of images that you're going for. But yeah, anyway, that's something that I've done pretty extensively in the past, just out of pure laziness, because I could sit here and try to rack my brain and think of different art terms and different styles and different things that it could feature. Like if you're trying to take your project in a really specific creative direction, or you know exactly what you're going for, okay, I mean, you could do this yourself. Really, if you're just trying to go for variety around a theme, ChatGPT and LLMs like this are just excellent helpers to assist with this. Now, really just the absolute peak mode of laziness, if even this isn't lazy enough for you. What I actually did in the past, I actually hired a couple of freelancers off of Upwork. You could use Upwork, you could go to Fiverr, you can just search by roles or skills or whatever, and let's just say AI image generation. Anyway, people's profiles show up, they talk about their experience or whatever. I just found like one guy lived in the Philippines and one lived in Pakistan. What I did is I would just have ChatGPT output 250 prompts. I would just paste them into an Excel spreadsheet. I would send them to the freelancer and I would say, hey, your responsibility is come to Midjourney, type the prompt, enter them in, upscale all the images, and download all of those upscaled images. Zip them to a folder, send me the folder when it's ready. Instead of me spending hours of time inside of here doing that, you know, waiting for it to load, waiting for it to generate, clicking around, upscaling, I would literally pay them $20 for a batch of 250 prompts, and I would get 1,000 images returned to me. Now, in case you're thinking, hey, you're a cheap fucking bastard, 20 bucks is what their asking price was for that particular task. I said, what do you think would be a fair dollar amount for this task? And they said $20. I said, okay, sounds good. So cool, you can sit here and spend 6 hours doing this, or if your time is valuable and you think you can get a higher return on your time, you can delegate that menial task via a freelancing platform like Upwork or Fiverr, and then your responsibility is just curating the results. I actually pushed it even a step beyond that. What I did, I created a Python script that would load all of the images into a sort of window where you would basically just process the images, and I had it key binded to different shortcuts. It was actually like a crazy fucking workflow I set up for the store. And so the way the keyboard shortcuts worked, you would start at image number 1 and you would just make a snap decision. Do I keep the image or do I delete it? If I kept the image, I would just go right arrow key to progress. If I wanted to delete it, I would just do back arrow key or something like that. I can't remember the exact bindings or whatever, but I would just go through the entire fucking folder. Keep, delete, keep, delete, keep, and I would just churn through 1,000 images, process them, retain only the good ones, and I would get through the batch of 1,000 images in like 15 minutes because I just had this efficient processing flow. Kind of fucking crazy to do that level of like optimization and really just breaking it down and systematizing it like it's a fucking assembly line where you're building Model Ts or something. I was just trying to create a fuckload of artwork for the store. I wanted to get it done quickly and efficiently, and that's the process I followed for it. By the way, the reason I had freelancers do this instead of just automating it using some of those quote-unquote Midjourney automation tools is because their terms of service, at least at the time that I was doing this, didn't actually allow automated usage of their platform. And so while you could find like Chrome extensions and shit online that would claim to automatically create Midjourney images for you, it was technically against their terms of service. I didn't want to put my account at risk, so I had them just do that work for me. 20 bucks for 1,000 images. I figured the ROI was there on that. And since the images were created on their account, I just had them sign a copyright transfer document that basically said they were creating those images for me as part of the agreed contract on the freelancing platform, blah, 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 legal jargon specifics, and I just had that document there just to make sure my ass was covered. Anyway, definitely not a lawyer, so, you know, consult legal counsel appropriately on this matter. Just telling you what I did for this particular part of the workflow. So let's say you create a shitload of really awesome artwork for your store and you're ready to convert them into print-on-demand products. Maybe you have a folder with dozens or hundreds of images and you're ready to convert these into sellable products. Instead of wasting hours of time coming into the Printify interface, clicking around, selecting your variants, uploading the images, resizing them, then coming to the next page and typing the titles and racking your brain to describe the artwork and include the SEO keywords, doing all that clicking and typing and wasting hours of time doing that to create your products manually one at a time, you can instead use this automation tool called the Bulk POD Product Creator to completely automate the creation of all your print-on-demand products. Super simple to use. You just come here and select your image files that you want to create products for. You just click choose files. I have all of these landing landscape artwork images inside of here. You can just go Control A, select all, and we have our 105 artwork images selected. Then you just specify the image placement and resize rules that you wanted to apply, whatever works best for your products that you're making. Then step 2, you just select the product that you want to create more of, basically. So this is where you just point it to a product on your Printify store, and basically you just say, hey, I want to create a lot more of these products, except using these artwork images here. So whatever variants you have selected, whatever settings are applied to this product, it'll say, cool, he wants to make 105 products just like this, except for each one of these artwork images. Then the final step is where you set up the rules for the product titles, descriptions, and tags. This is where you can save a tremendous amount of time by using the AI image recognition part of this tool. So this will actually pass each of your images through the AI image recognition. It'll provide accurate, descriptive, keyword-rich titles, descriptions, and tags for each one of your products. So instead of you sitting here and racking your brain and typing a paragraph to describe the rich mosaic of colors and the concrete block and the orange contrasted by the blues, you know, racking your brain to include the appropriate terms and descriptors and all that stuff. If you're doing that for dozens or hundreds of products, it's a big time waste of your time. You can just pass your images through this tool, click Create My Products, and it'll automatically generate all your products for you. You can find a link in the description if this sounds interesting. It's a tremendous time saver, especially if you're creating volumes of products on your store. This tool paired with Midjourney, it is a big time print-on-demand power combo. Just for shits and gigs, I'm actually going to run a quick operation using this tool, using some of these cool images that we created here. I'm just going to choose the image files here, which are in this particular folder. We're just going to do it for 4 real fast for a quick little demonstration. My rules are already set up for the type of titles and descriptions and tags I want to generate. So I'm just going to click Create My Products down here. It's going to start creating the products on my Printify store. I'm just going to show you the outputs. I'm going to show you what the AI came up with, just so you can see how this tool works and what the outputted products actually look like. All right, so this tool is done creating the products for us. So we're going to pop over to Printify, pop all 4 of these open real fast. Cosmic Canine. Again, this is what the AI came up with. Dog astronaut in space, neon cyberpunk artwork, retro, futuristic, digital illustration. Very accurate stuff. Down here is the longer form description, a bunch of the tags here as well. All of these were AI generated. I didn't have to waste my time sitting here describing the artwork. Talks about how this captivating image showcases a dog astronaut in a vibrant futuristic space setting, blends elements of sci-fi, pet photography, and digital art to create a unique and eye-catching visual. Super awesome stuff. We'll take a quick look at some of the other ones real fast. Man, this one, I just love this fucking artwork image. But yeah, similar thing here, neon sentinel, cyberpunk canine, futuristic dog art, digital pet portrait. SEO description here, great for showing up in searches. If people are looking for, you know, a poster wall art product featuring this particular style of artwork. Neon wolf, cyberpunk canine, futuristic urban art. And for this one, similar thing, neon canine, cyberpunk dog, futuristic pet. Anyway, just wanted to show you what a real operation actually looks like using this tool. So a couple quick notes about the legal stuff to make sure you're not breaking any laws with the images you're creating and trying to sell. Biggest key thing you need to watch out for is just make sure your images don't contain any sort of copyrighted or trademarked images or content. Like, you can't just come here and create a bunch of Mickey Mouse images and try to sell them. You know, if you're trying to create like Disney themed artwork products, movie characters, you know, prominent celebrities where you're using their name and likeness without their consent, or really any sort of intellectual property, just completely 100% stay away from that. Again, not a lawyer here, but it'll help to just minimize the possibility of any legal trouble. Anyway, drop a like if you found this helpful. That's all I got for now. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later.